What's up, guys? We are live. How's it going? Hope everybody's having a good day. Let's get right into it here. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Make sure you guys are doing your research out there, okay? Also, guys, as before, check out the channel sponsor, L-Bank, down below. Do your spot trading, your leverage trading, your copy trading. No KYC required, guys. They also have their new launch pad going on. Their first project, PIN, was a success. The average person who invested $1,000 or staked $1,000 into the launch pad on PINs made about $20,000 in returns on that. Now they have a new one out. It's called UMM. I don't know how much time is left on that one, but you can definitely check that out over on L-Bank. Use the link down below to create an account. Again, no KYC required, so check that out. Also, guys, if you want to be a member, $4.99 a month gets you exclusive access to exclusive videos, early projects, low microcap gems. We look at AI plays, metaverse, gaming, layer ones, layer twos, smart contract, you name it, right? We get you in early on those projects over there. If you're looking for microcap gems, also you get access to one-on-one calls with me, where we can look at your portfolio. You can pick my brain. Now, guys, the real value in this is if you're newer to crypto and this is your first 4-year cycle, having the ability to have a one-on-one with me for an hour and be able to ask me questions, pick my brain, go over your portfolio, things like that, it's definitely worth it. Especially with the halving coming up, you can know what to expect going into the halving, during the halving, and after the halving, when you should be taking your profits, things like that. Very important things to know, especially for newcomers. So check that out as well. And you get updates on my portfolio, what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and when I'm DCAing and when I am getting out of a project. So with that being said, guys, support the channel. $4.99 a month. Jump over to the member side. Just click the join button down below. Okay, let's get into it. Bitcoin, 26,999. Just a shade under 27,000. Glimmer with a little bit of a pullback correction today. Same with Taraxa. They were both up last night, so they're both having a little bit of a correction. Everything else kind of pumping right now. Quant, you guys, $89. You cannot go wrong at $89. Caspa, 4.7 cents. Definitely some good prices out there, guys. Definitely some good DCA opportunities. Look at Arbitrum's having a nice little pump. Dion Protocol down 5.5%. Jasmy's up almost 1%. So nice little green day here. If I'm DCAing, guys, it's definitely Dion Network, Glimmer, and obviously Taraxa would be my DCA picks this evening. What do we have going on here? Just in, SEC further delays BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF application. So they kicked it down the road, guys. Look at that. I have a feeling they're kicking all these down the road because of the potential government shutdown coming up. And if they don't kick them down the road now, then the time will elapse where they can delay or deny. And then everything that they don't delay and deny will be approved automatically. So they're kicking them down the road now because they're not going to be able to do it if the government does have a shutdown, in case you're wondering why they're doing it. European Central Bank Chief Lagarde says digital euro CBDC will not be as private as cash. So, guys, they're all but starting to turn the tide and start to slowly reveal, like the frog in the boiling pot, their plan here, right? When CBDCs were first introduced, they were saying things like, absolutely not. We would never invade the public's privacy. We would never do that. That's not a possibility. It's never something that's ever going to be a possibility. And now we're slowly turning the dial up, and all of a sudden now they're starting to say, well, it's not going to be as private as cash, right? Turn the dial up, let people get used to that idea. Then they'll turn the dial up a little bit more and say, well, we will be able to see what you're doing with your money, but we won't freeze your money, right? And then they'll let you get used to it, and then they'll turn the dial up some more, and they'll say, well, we'll freeze your cash if you don't do things on if you do things on social media that we don't agree with, but just don't do that. And then they'll let you get used to it, and then they'll turn the dial up even more. That's what they do. You're the pot in the boiling cup of water, guys. Boiling pot of water, right? They slowly let you get used to something unacceptable, and then they turn it up and make it more unacceptable. And then they turn it up again, and they just keep doing it, right? That's how the government operates. So this is just step 2. Step 3, you watch. 6 months, 8 months later, they'll say another step forward, right? Oh, we'll do a little bit more damage to you, but just a little bit, right? Telling you guys. SEC charges ex-Goldman Sachs employee with insider trading. The SEC filed criminal charges against a former Goldman Sachs and Blackstone employee. The charges are for allegedly passing insider tips to a friend who profited from illegal securities trading. The U.S. Justice Department and Securities and Exchange Commission accused 26-year-old Anthony Vigiano of securities fraud through a tipping scheme that generated over $400,000 in illicit gains. Prosecutors allege Vigiano provided non-public details on over half a dozen upcoming deals to 2 friends while employed at the Wall Street firms. The complaint states he tipped them on acquisitions and other transactions after learning confidential details through his work through Signal and Xbox chat. Vigiano's friends then allegedly traded on insider information and split profits with the former analyst. One friend netted $322,000 from the tips and paid Vigiano $35,000 in cash, according to regulators. Officially, says Vigiano, officials say, he tried covering his tracks by using encrypted messaging apps and cash payments, but authorities eventually uncovered extensive communications coordinating the trades. The SEC complaint provides details of the specific trades conducted by the ex-Goldman Sachs employees associates based on the tips about upcoming deals. Deals named include transactions involving American International Group, Harmony Biosciences Holdings, and CDK Global. Regulators say the associates immediately executed trades on the insider information by the former Goldman Sachs employee and closed out positions once deals were announced. Additionally, the SEC seeks disgorgement of all profits from the alleged scheme. The complaint serves as a reminder that financial regulators aggressively pursue insider trading in legal and regulatory enforcement actions, unless you actually are a congressperson or you work at the SEC. So tell me, how did most of these people that work in government make tens of millions of dollars on a 6-figure salary? How did that happen again? Oh, we can't look into that. Oh, okay. But I thought we aggressively looked into that stuff. Oh, I see. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm with you. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Oh, breaking news. Breaking XRP news. The XRP Punk NFT project is sending their collections to the moon. The actual moon. They will be joining 44 other NFT artists in the first U.S. mission to the moon since 1972. The first museum on the moon, our entire collection engraved for over 1 billion years. While this is cool, why does it matter? I don't know how this increases the value of the NFTs or anything like that. It's a cool story, don't get me wrong. Can I make money off of it? I don't know. I don't think it brings any value to them, but it's a cool story. I digress. U.S. Congressman introduces bill to keep centralized records of all off-chain crypto transactions. That's not a surprise, let's be honest. Kevin Cage, we're at the point in the bear market where investors are so beaten down that if you say you expect Bitcoin to retrace to even 35 or 48K, you're a moon boy. That's only 30 to 77% from here. We've seen crazier moves in crypto. The last two bear markets, BTC retraced from the all-time high, from its all-time high to the 618 before their halving in 2016 and 2020. That would be a 48K for Bitcoin, hopefully before the halving, or I'll become even more bored than I already am. 100%. 100%. What do we got? $20 to $25 link peak this year by the end of 2023, and a $200 to $250 peak next year. It's all true, isn't it? I could see it. I could see a $200 to $250 link eventually, maybe near the end of 2024, first half of 2025. I am a holder of Link. I hold a nice size bag of Link. I truly believe that any solid portfolio has Link as a staple for sure in it. So yes. New York Post, Winklevoss twins secretly withdrew $280 million in assets before crypto firm collapsed. Sources. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss secretly withdrew more than $280 million held by their crypto company's bank mere months before the firm's collapse left the twins' customers unable to access their deposits, the Post has learned. The Winklevoss twins, best known for their bitter feud and former Harvard classmate Mark Zuckerberg over control of Facebook, have lately been embroiled in another nasty legal battle, this time with billionaire Barry Silbert, whose company Digital Currency Group owns the now bankrupt crypto bank Genesis. The twins are co-founders of Gemini, the once rising digital currency exchange that has been plagued this year by layoffs and plunging trading volume. Some $900 million in Gemini customer deposits were frozen last November 16th, after Genesis was exposed to the meltdown of disgraced Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX empire and forced to suspend withdrawals. The feud between the Winklevoss twins and Silbert is centered around Gemini Earn, an interest-bearing account program that they build to customers as a way to earn 8% annual interest on their digital currency deposits. The twins' company Gemini yanked money from Genesis, the lender for the Earn program, on August 9th of last year. According to a review of the internal emails and documents obtained by the Post and interviews with sources familiar with the matter, it is unclear if the withdrawn funds were Gemini corporate assets or from the Winklevoss twins' personal crypto stash. Notably, the sum did not include any Gemini customer funds. One document included a balance sheet showing Gemini deposits on Genesis had declined by roughly $176 million between August 5th and August 10th of last year. The 5-day window included $282 million worth of withdrawals, which was partially offset by customer deposit inflows and fluctuations in cryptocurrency prices, sources said. A second document, an email dated August 8th, 2022, the day before the withdrawal, details the Winklevoss' request and contained a full breakdown of the $282 million figure. The sum included 3,120 Bitcoins, 18,060 Ethereum, and more than 142 million units of Gemini's stablecoin, which is pegged to the US dollar. The tally also includes more than $49.6 million units of Dogecoin, the canine-themed meme currency favored by Tesla boss Elon Musk, and several other digital currencies. At the time, Doge units were worth about 6 cents each. They pulled out their own money, whether that's corporate funds or their own personal funds, only a few months before Genesis announced they were putting up the gates and customers would not be able to withdraw their assets, one source said. They decided they were comfortable for the earned customers, but not comfortable for themselves, the source added. Gemini and Winklevoss twins did not immediately return requests for comment. DCG declined to comment. While it's unknown why they withdrew the funds, the twins moved to pull their money months before Genesis suspended customer withdrawals, raises questions about what they knew in August of 2022 and could undercut their claim in a pending lawsuit if they were unaware of the extent of the lender's financial woes. In July, the Winklevoss twins sued Silbert and Digital Currency Group. The company alleged Silbert provided a false, misleading, and incomplete representation of Genesis's financial health, leaving them in the dark. The twins claimed DCG assured them it had backstopped Genesis during the liquidity crunch and emerged earlier in 2022 when the lender lost $1.1 billion on a loan to the doomed crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital. In reality, the suit claims Silbert's firm had merely provided a promissory note, essentially a corporate IOU, rather than a cash infusion. The brothers added that they tried to pull out the earned partnership in mid-October of 2022, only for Silbert to convince them not to do so during a face-to-face meeting. In direct reliance of Silbert's misrepresentations, Gemini elected to delay the termination of the Gemini Earn program and not to explore the possibility of pursuing more rapid termination or other relief, as Gemini would have done if Silbert had stated the truth, the suit said. DCG had described accusations of wrongdoing in Gemini's lawsuit as baseless, defamatory, and completely false, and filed a motion last month to dismiss the suit. Since the debate over whether cryptocurrency products are securities is still being decided in various court cases, the legality of the Winklevoss twins' withdrawal is open to interpretation, according to John Coffey, an expert on securities law and professor at Columbia Law School. Regardless, Coffey said the withdrawal is dubious for any firm presenting itself as a legitimate operator. A minimal respect for customers would require a credible broker or a credible financial entrepreneur to disclose that it's liquidating its own investments as it's selling you large quantities, Coffey said. Even if existing securities law doesn't apply, Gemini and its co-founders could face legal headaches in the form of class action lawsuits or standard fraud claims, according to James Park, a former assistant attorney general in the New York State AG Investor Protection Bureau. It doesn't have to be a security for there to be fraud. For the SEC to get involved, you do need it to be a security. But if I'm filing a private class action, I can base that upon general fraud claims, Park said, now a law professor at UCLA. The legal battle between the Winklevoss twins and Silbert was unfolded during a period of major turmoil in Gemini's business. The firm's U.S. market share by trading volume has collapsed to just 1% of this year, down from 26% in 2017, according to data from research from Kayako cited by Axios last month. In January, the Winklevoss twins slashed another 10% of Gemini's remaining workforce, marking its third round of layoffs within an 8-month period. A few months later, in April, the brothers propped up their company with a $100 million loan after failing to secure outside investment. Genesis financial problems accelerated last fall when FTX downfall in November sparked the industry-wide bank run within the sector and left the lender unable to meet its obligations. As a $900 million in the Gemini customer funds remained in limbo last January, Cameron Winklevoss publicly accused Silbert in January of bad faith stall tactics that were preventing a resolution. Sorry, it's hot in here. Later that same month, Genesis filed for bankruptcy, kicking off creditors' process that had yet to be resolved. Since May, DCG, Genesis, and its creators have been locked in court-mediated negotiations to resolve the claims. Last month, the parties announced a primary agreement that could result in 70 to 90% recovery for unsecured creditors by Gemini, and other parties opposed the deal, which is yet to be finalized. Last January, the SEC sued Winklevoss twins, Gemini Crypto Exchange, and Genesis. At the time, SEC Chair Gary Gensler said the firm had offered unregistered securities to the public, bypassing disclosure requirements designed to protect investors. And Gary's wrong, and he can go screw himself. Good old Gare Bear, huh? Good old Gare Bear. What else do we got? SEI Network. Getting started on SEI just got easier. Starting today, users transferring select assets from the Ethereum mainnet will be granted a starter amount of SEI to cover the gas costs on SEI. Experience a smooth introduction into the ecosystem. Very, very bullish news. SEI, big things popping, little things stopping. And finally, breaking news. Ripple announces they are not buying the Fortress Trust Company anymore. They are not moving forward with the purchase, but they will remain an investor in the company. Per Brad Garlinghouse, a few weeks ago, we signed a letter of intent to acquire Fortress Trust. We've since made the decision not to move forward with an on-right acquisition, though Ripple will remain an investor in Fortress.io. So what I'm picking up from this, guys, is when Ripple's people got into the deep dive of the books of Fortress Trust, they found something they didn't like. That's the bottom line, right? So what are you going to do, right? Clearly, it was a good move, because if they found something that they didn't like, it would have hurt Ripple as a company in the long run if they had missed it. So thank goodness that their people are diligent in their jobs. That is the news for you guys this evening. Smash the like, guys. Smash the subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000, guys. If you're watching this, you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, guys. Help us get to 1,000. We're so close. It'll be greatly appreciated. And as we said at the beginning of the video, check out the link for LBank down below, channel sponsor, and join as a member, support the channel, get exclusive content, get one-on-ones with myself if you're new to crypto, and also get updates on my portfolio, what I'm buying, when I'm selling, when I'm DCAing, and when I'm bailing on a project. So that is the news. I will see you guys in the next one.